neighbor, welcome back to artv Rogue. My name is John, and yeah, this is the new home for the Rogue channel. I know it's a little confusing, but I rebranded the one that was previously artv Rogue over to the Missing Frame, which is where I'm going to talk about movies and TV, entertainment, maybe video games occasionally. Don't expect a ton of uploads there, but if you want to subscribe to that, it is linked in the description down below. And today I want to talk about, in a quickie review format, the 9th studio album by the Scottish band Biffy Clyro. This is the follow-up to a celebration of endings, the myth of the happily ever after. I got hooked on Biffy Clyro during the pandemic. I knew this band before. Some viewers sent in songs from a celebration of endings that ended up being one of my favorite albums of 2020. So I went back, explored the discography, fell in love, you know the rest of the story. I love how Biffy shake up the time signatures while also just hammering in the catchiness, some big riffs, and also some drilling bass drum fills. They do a lot of things very, very well, with some insightful lyrics and observations from their frontman Simon Neil. I was a little hesitant when I heard that they were putting out another album so fast, but I guess sometimes you gotta write while the iron's hot. And some of these songs did exist during the celebration of endings phase when they were writing, demoing, and recording for that LP. And now on this project, about half of them carried over and about half of them are fresh, just totally new, started writing in 2021. This is definitely intentionally a sister album to Celebration, so if you were into the fire that they had lit inside them on that one with the spark and the kinetic energy that I felt that they had as a band, then I do think that you would be pleasantly surprised that it carries over to this project as well. Just not in as big of waves. There are some momentary lapses in judgment, or just some pieces that feel a little bit less interesting. Unknown Male 01 might have an unassuming title, but the song itself is the opposite of that. And I found myself just head over heels in love with A Hunger in Your Haunt, possibly one of my favorite songs of the year. It's got a screaming bullet hook on it, I can't get it out of my head. Simon sounds fantastic, and I love the instrumentation, yet it sets the bar ridiculously high, and I was wondering, could they belt out something on that level with the rest of the project? At 11 songs in 50 minutes, I do feel that they occasionally overstay their welcome. They get a bit too thoughtful and heady when it comes to the isolation factor that so many bands are wanting to write about, whereas they absolutely fucking nail it on a track like Witch's Cup, which is just phenomenal. I love the carnival aspect to the song. It feels very theatric, like I'm watching a play roll out in front of us, as Simon comments on how people can easily get sucked into the cult-like behavior. For every moment like that, there's also slow, brooding aspects that just try to have a bolder statement but don't necessarily quite add up. Separate Missions features some gorgeous synthesizers, and I like the really pretty call that the vocals and the guitars present. It pops like a grenade by the time it's all said and done. And I could say similar things for a few other songs, although the wait isn't always as worth it. I love the last minute of Holy Water, but everything up to that point, it does feel like a bit of a labor of love, just like writing that song apparently was for Simon himself. Errors in the History of God definitely feels like a curveball that I can get on board with. I like the more experimental tone there. It definitely harkens back to some of their more mysterious pieces that I appreciate in the back catalog. But for moments like that, they're also kind of weighted down by a cut like Existed that just feels very average, very plain in many ways. Hey, if you like Biffy Clyro, I can't see you being too disappointed, and even if you are, I mean, maybe a song like Hunger in Your Haunt, or even the closer, Slurpy Slurpy Sleep Sleep, with this fun and bizarre in a way and nonsensical but also making a ton of sense, those will soften the blow, even if you are slightly disappointed. I think they do make an earnest attempt at kind of calling out for humanity and also observing some of the very irrational behaviors and fears that many of us have taken on, themselves included. So for this new album, the follow-up to A Celebration of Endings, while it came quickly, it definitely has some that I think are going to stay for the long run. So I'm going to give The Myth of the Happily Ever After a 3.5 out of 5. Thanks for watching this on the new home of artv Rogue. If you want to see more like this in the future, I'm talking quickies, just kind of off-the-cuff videos, some shit posts, just fun stuff behind the scenes, then subscribe here, like this video, and check out a couple of recent videos, including my review of Biffy's last album on screen now.